Now in Good Morning Northwest, breaking news overnight of two deadly shootings at Halloween celebrations. One in Western Washington, the other in Florida. We're tracking the newest information.
Well, rainy conditions will be with us through the weekend. We're going to see some mountain snow as well. Who gets what and the timing on that coming your way.
It's closed. Spokane shuts down its biggest homeless shelter. But where are all those people going? You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. So glad you're starting your day with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. Today is Friday, November 1st. Welcome to a new month. Hope you had a great Halloween last night. Let's start things off with Mark Peterson here for a look at our first alert forecast. We got a rainy start to the day here, Mark.
Yeah, light rain, and it was really just sprinkles. Now we do have light sustained rain, 39 degrees in Spokane, 36 with a little drier condition. Still the cloud cover and showers into the Coeur d'Alene area, and everybody's going to see some moisture today. It will be rainy today at times. Mountain snow is expected to the north. We'll talk more about that. A soggy Saturday, we say it because it rhymes. And clouds fall back Saturday night or Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Temperatures right now, mild, upper 30s for the most part, low 40s. Get into Hayden, it's 36. Post Falls warm to 37 degrees. Spirit Lake, you're at 35 degrees. So we look at where the moisture is. This is Doppler, and we see this continuing to move in with, again, that live view. So as this rolls through I-90 into Sprague, wet weather, we see that all the way to the north, 395 north and Highway 2 north as well. So Coeur d'Alene out of it right now, but this is going to just be along with everyone today with a few breaks expected about every hour. The potential for rain is there. So, yeah, it's just going to be a wet wrap-up of this week and a wet start to, as we've called it, the new month, November. Mid-40s for our high today.
Mark, thanks. Well, this morning, the Trent Resource and Assistance Center is closed for good. After a long phase out, that plan that started back in September, the TRAC Center has gone from 250 beds to 0. It's part of Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown's move away from congregate shelters like TRAC to a scattered site shelter model. A press release from the city said it would have 170 beds in this scattered site model, but as of right now, the city only has contracts with 2 scattered shelter sites. They make up just 60 of the 170 total beds, and they're already full.
So once those contracts are signed and agreed upon, we'll start building out those additional beds. And I would love to do that in the next month, but I would still say it's probably 3 months out of having more and more smaller scatter sites come online.
The city also announced its plan for surge beds during inclement weather days. It says there will be 133 beds at the Way Out Shelter, Hope House, House of Charity, Revive, and the Salvation Army's Family Emergency Shelter. The city says the contracts for surge beds goes into effect today. We're following some breaking news this morning of 2 deadly shootings across the country. One in Florida, another inside a mall in Vancouver, Washington.
At that time, the mall was hosting a trick-or-treat Halloween event. Hannah Joy's at the Breaking Now desk. Hannah, starting with the shooting in Vancouver, what do we know about injuries?
What we know so far is 1 person was killed, and police say 2 people were injured in the shooting and were taken to a local hospital. It happened on the 2nd floor food court of the Vancouver Mall just after 7:30 p.m. Police say there is no longer an active threat. However, no one has been taken into custody. But police are still asking people to avoid the area as they investigate.
When we heard multiple shots fired, it was like 5 or 6 shots that we heard, and I kind of froze for a moment thinking there's no way.
Meanwhile, as crowds gathered to celebrate Halloween in downtown Orlando, Florida, a shooter opened fire in 2 locations. According to police, 2 people were killed and 6 others were injured.
Shortly after the reported shots fired, a shooting suspect was located and taken into custody at Washington and Orange. He has been identified as 17-year-old Jalen Dwayne Edgar. He was previously arrested for grand theft in 2023.
This is still an active investigation, and we will update you when we have more details. As of right now, there is no clear motive on either shooting. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Hannah, thanks. Today is the last day for early voting in Kootenai County. Those who have not voted early or turned in an absentee ballot will need to go to the polls physically on Tuesday. When you are there, it may seem a little bit quieter at the polls because updated election laws have pushed electioneers back an additional 150 feet. During Idaho's recent legislative session, lawmakers passed this emergency law to improve voter safety. The law requires electioneers to set up farther away from polling places, entrances, and exits to reduce intimidation and interference. Kootenai County Elections says poll judges have a map similar to this one you're about to see, showing a 250-foot boundary that electioneers have to stay behind. If someone does not follow the rules, an election judge will ask them to move. But what if they refuse?
If they're not moving, then local law enforcement can be called to just see what's going on with that situation.
Now, when police arrive, Jennifer Locke says they follow a 3-strike rule. The first 2 violations result in a $300 fine each. For the third violation, a person would face a misdemeanor and could result in jail time.
The Spokane County Elections Office has extended hours this weekend and is opening 2 voter service centers to make it easier and more accessible for you to vote. Now, from now through Monday, the Elections Office off Monroe is open from 8:30 to 5 and 7 in the morning to 8 at night on Election Day. A voter service center opens Saturday at the Center Place Event Center in Spokane Valley, and then another one opens Monday at the EWU Catalyst Building just off of Sprague, just east of downtown. Now, all 3 locations, you'll be able to drop off your ballot, register to vote, update your voter information, get a replacement ballot or envelope, use an accessible voting unit, and get answers to all of your voting questions. To see those hours and locations again, you can look for this story. It's up right now on our website, kxly.com/forthepeople.
It's now just about 7 minutes after 6 o'clock.
And then we're checking back in with Mark here, is looking at some winter weather.
That's November.
Oh.
Yeah, just
Welcome to the month.
Yeah, just right there. But these are for areas north into the higher elevations above 4,000 feet. So out of our area, out of our region, out of our hair, we are going to see rain though, and we're going to have more on that forecast coming up.
We're distributing more winter coats for kids next week, but before we get there, we've got to clean them. We're here at Alsco Uniforms this morning to give you a behind-the-scenes look at the process coming up.
And he is suing CBS News, why former President Donald Trump is taking the network to court and the huge amount of money he's demanding. Right after this, Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
As a local reporter for almost 30 years, I have seen politics up close, the good and the bad. But since we closed the primaries in this state, it has gotten worse. Party bosses changed the rules, and that cut out 275,000 voters from participating. And wouldn't you know it, elected officials are now even less accountable to the people of Idaho. Prop 1 reopens our primaries for all taxpayers, so we can pick the candidates that work for us. I'm voting yes on Prop 1 to give power back to the people of Idaho.
Fall in love all over again with Shrek the Musical, an epic tale filled with hijinks, adventure, and lots of gassy fun.
I know it's today.
Shrek the Musical.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
We're cranking up the RPMs for a 48-hour sales event at the Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where today and tomorrow we're going to sell 48 rigs in 48 hours by giving you big discounts and fantastic trade-in offers. Plus, $48 down is all you need. We're even delaying all payments for 48 days, so you can get that rig you've always wanted this week for less. Today and tomorrow for 48 hours at both Cal locations.
This election season cut through the chaos with 4 News Now coverage for the people. The local races and issues that impact you and your family. No agenda, just information. Helping you make an informed decision on 4 News Now.
Why is liberal Carmilla Conroy mudslinging and stretching the truth? Maybe it's to hide her extreme plans for an open border, drugs pouring into the country, and higher taxes. Conroy doesn't fit our district. Michael Baumgartner will protect our families, Social Security and Medicare, ensure veterans get the benefits they've earned, fight inflation, and make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
It's this time of year that we look to our veterans. Veterans Day week, we're going to be helping two vets. One, John, he's in a wheelchair, cannot use his sidewalk. It's splaying, it's falling apart. We're going to replace the whole thing. Not to mention, we're going to get the yard all cleaned up, ready for the wintertime. Also, our next vet is also named John. We're going to do some maintenance on the house. We're going to get some painting done interior-wise, kitchen and living room. We're just going to try and help them out as best we can. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
It is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. The Republican National Committee has filed an emergency appeal with the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, asking it to order counties to reject mail-in ballots with incorrect dates on them.
It's one of several mail ballot rules under litigation just days before the general election. On Wednesday, a lower court ruled that Philadelphia County violated Pennsylvania's constitution. In a previous election, voting officials rejected 69 ballots because they either had no date or incorrect dates. Voters are supposed to write down the date they filled out their ballot, but sometimes they put their birth date or incorrect dates or fail to put any date on the ballot. The requirement has led to the rejection of thousands of ballots in the past elections.
Donald Trump is suing CBS for $10 billion over its interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. The lawsuit accuses the network of deceitfully editing its 60 Minutes interview with Harris in early October. In court records, Trump claims CBS was trying to help Harris win the presidential election. CBS said it aired the entirety of Harris's answer to a question about Israel, but split across 2 separate broadcasts, with a shorter answer shown on 60 Minutes. The network has said the First Amendment protects the editorial judgments made by the program. By the way, the Trump campaign initially accepted an invitation to interview with 60 Minutes, then later withdrew.
Spain is reeling from its worst flooding in decades after a year's worth of rain fell in just hours this week in the country's southern and eastern regions. Local authorities say the storm that began on Tuesday has so far killed more than 150 people. Dozens of people are still remaining missing as those rescue efforts continue.
Crews in the U.S. are battling almost 100 large active wildfires. That is according to the National Interagency Fire Service. It says the U.S. is at preparedness level 5, the highest that exists. Colorado officials report at least 1 death linked to the Stone Canyon fire north of Boulder. The state's also battling fires near Littleton and one near Loveland. In California, the Park Fire remains the biggest challenge in Northern California. Rescuers are saving people and pets from it, while therapy dogs are helping survivors.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is 6:12. It is the first day of November. It's rainy and cool. Rain jacket and an umbrella would be great today because that light rain is going to continue. High today, just 45.
Well, tomorrow you can celebrate Native American culture and art at a Native Arts Market. More than 20 artists will set up at River Park Square, showcasing their handcrafted works and unique gifts that reflect their heritage. The nonprofit Elk Soup, which is dedicated to empowering Native communities, is hosting the market that runs from 10 o'clock in the morning to 6 at night tomorrow. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:13.
Oh, finally, we have some good news about the environment. The hole in the ozone layer is shrinking. Coming up a little later on Good Morning Northwest, how much it's improved and why.
And it's time for the next phase of our annual Coats for Kids campaign, cleaning. Allison Martinez is live at Alsco's Uniforms this morning for a behind-the-scenes look of that whole process. We'll show you. That's next.
Everyone's talking about Come From Away, the hit Broadway musical sensation that celebrates the best of humankind. It's the remarkable true story about thousands of people stranded in a small town in Newfoundland on 9/11 and the locals who opened up their homes. Don't miss Come From Away.
November 1st through 3rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Prices start at $29.50. Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices, and why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
BECU and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. On November 8th, bring your old tattered flag to BECU, and in exchange, you'll receive a new flag with help from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
This November, let's thank veterans and military families who are serving. BECU is proud to be part of the Great American Flag Swap. We're honored to live in a community that supports veterans and military families who sacrifice for the benefit of us all. Visit us in Spokane and see what banking is like when people come first. BECU, not for profit, equals more for people.
We're calling it November.
November.
Because we're all voting no on Initiative 2117.
No, I don't want funding cuts for our roads.
No, I don't want to increase the risk of wildfires.
No, I don't want to hurt small businesses like mine.
No, I don't want cuts to public transit.
No, I don't want to put our clean air at risk.
We all know the threats of 2117.
And we're all
voting no this November.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables.
This is Tony.
Things that I've tried have failed.
And this is Tony's Good Feet story.
Before my arch supports, I felt defeated. But since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain, which still is kind of crazy to me. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone. You've tried everything that's not working, give it a try.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Many great careers don't need a 4-year degree. They start out here. Bob Ferguson has a detailed plan to expand apprenticeships and on-the-job training like I had to get more Washingtonians the skills they need to succeed. And Bob will eliminate 4-year degree requirements for most state jobs, opening doors to more good-paying careers. I would support Bob Ferguson, even if he wasn't my kid brother, but it helps he listens to old machinists like me.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
Election night, this is where America turns for answers. ABC Election Night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. The time right now, 6:16. For the past month, we've been collecting new and gently used coats through our annual Coats for Kids campaign.
Yeah, thousands of coats have been donated right here in our communities. And now it's time to get them clean so we can get them into the hands of kids who need them. Allison Martinez is live at Alsco Uniforms for an inside look at how that's all getting done.
Yeah, good morning. I am way too excited about this process this morning. We're currently in the wash aisle at Alsco Uniforms. I'm joined by Blake Long here. And tell us a little bit about Alsco, because this is not your normal operation. This is next level.
Yeah, so we're an industrial wash facility. So we rent all of our products out to other customers. We do the food and beverage industry, tablecloths, napkins, things like that, hospitality, linens, sheets, towels, industrial, whether that's coveralls, shirts and pants, shop towels, floor mats, anything you can kind of think of for a business.
A massive undertaking here, and you're helping us out very kindly with all those winter coats so we get them clean and good as new for kids. You guys might not, it may be difficult to hear us because we're in the washing room right now, and these are pretty amazing. Can you tell us about the process behind us?
Yeah, so these are open pocket washers. They handle about 450 pounds of product, whether that's napkins or washcloths or coats. So
craziness. Okay, I have a potentially silly question. Do you have to separate your lights and darks in these types of washers?
We do have to separate lights and darks. We have a chemical injection system that does all the chemical injecting based on what's in there. So it's not like at home where you put a Tide Pod in. It makes it a little easier on the operators.
Yeah. So impressive to see this process, and so many people here already this morning, busy and hard at work. It's awesome. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
That's a fair question.
I love that she asked that.
Lights and darks. And distribution for a lot of places in our community starts next week. We have all that information on our website, KXLY.com.
And we're going to need those. You know, driving yesterday toward Idaho,
right?
There's snow on our peaks.
There are, and there will be more. We have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and that's exactly what this is showing. A little dry band off the coast, but we have all of this potential moisture and rain and mountain snows. It will remain mountain snow throughout today and into tonight. We're going to see, again, valley rain, and we see that through the Doppler radar, where we just keep having it come in and refuel. And so as it comes into eastern Washington and North Idaho, higher elevation elevations above 4,500 feet, they're getting a little bit of light snow, but we're seeing rain, and that continues to come in from the south and from the west. Our day today is going to be, again, a really good chance of seeing rain each and every hour. Temperatures hovering around 40 all the way into the noon hour, mid-40s for the afternoon, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, and then we start to cool again, but we're only going to get down to the upper 30s, so it'll remain rain as we see it. We look at a wider view of our radar and satellite imaging, and we've got the cloud cover. We've got the rain showers coming in. We have rain just all the way through Baker, Oregon, and then making its way in with some light snow there. But we do have, for the most part, that light rain that's going to be with us throughout the day. 4-hour day today, 6 o'clock yet, still rain, still the potential for snow into the mountains there with the blue. We're going to see this roll through Saturday, a bit of a break into the afternoon, evening hours, and then a return for Sunday scattered showers. Then Monday, another wet start as we get into the first full week of November. Yeah, we are going to have rain there, and fairly wet weather as we get into Tuesday, and then things dry out. Mid-40s today for our high, 43 into Colville, 48 into Pullman, Ritzville 51. The planning forecast planning on 40s all the way through Wednesday. Saturday 48, 46 Sunday, of course, clocks back Saturday night before you go to bed, and drying out sunshine Wednesday and Thursday. So, yeah, wet weather for the next 4 days or so, and we are behind normal when it comes to moisture, so we'll take it.
Yeah, we do need it.
And it is in the form of rain.
There you go. Hey, there's a silver lining for you. Thanks, Mark. Your Good Morning Northwest time is 6:21.
We are just 4 days away from Election Day, and the candidates are making the final push for votes in the battleground states. We have an update from the campaign trail next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
Swing into Fred's Appliance today and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock Get It Today inventory in our region. Introducing the new Electrolux 700 Series Alpine Green Washer and Dryer, an industry exclusive. 2 ways to sanitize. Remove bacteria and sanitize your way with the Cold Sanitize option, paired with Lysol Laundry Sanitizer, or use the NSF Certified Hot Sanitize setting, the most efficient washer on the market. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
At Move Fitness, our job is to get you moving using things like high-energy fun classes, motivating knowledgeable trainers, and the best variety of workout equipment in the region. And you can get it all for around $1 a day. Join the movement.
Watch KXLY Plus over the air on KXLY ABC4. Live updates, breaking news, weather every 10 minutes from the 4 News Now team. Get up to date on the information you need in just an hour. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. over the air on KXLY ABC4.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. At the Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Estoy muy emocionada porque oficialmente ya soy ciudadana de este país. Me siento muy emocionada y privilegiada por poder votar por primera vez, porque valoro profundamente la justicia y la igualdad en mi comunidad. No todos tenemos la oportunidad de votar, así que si tienes ese privilegio, que ahora también lo tengo yo, te invito a que votes y hagamos una diferencia por uno y por todos. Mi voto, mi voz.
Good morning and welcome back at 6:23. With just 4 days until Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump are focusing on the Midwest.
Trump says Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will oversee women's health if he wins. Harris responding with one word, no. ABC's Perry Russom is in D.C.
With 4 days left until Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Trump working late into the night, trying to mobilize voters in the West. Harris slamming Trump in Las Vegas, Nevada.
This is someone who is increasingly unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance.
Trump in Glendale, Arizona at an event billed as a hurricane relief benefit, going after former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who endorsed Harris. Trump using violent rhetoric as he called Cheney a war hawk.
Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington.
Trump earlier in Henderson, Nevada, saying Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a vaccine skeptic, will oversee women's health if he wins.
He's going to work on health and women's health and all of the different reasons, because we're not really a wealthy or a healthy country.
Harris responding on X, writing, no. Harris at a rally in Reno, Nevada, reacting to Trump saying he will protect women whether they like it or not.
This is someone who simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to make decisions about their own lives.
Trump on the attack, pouncing on this comment made by billionaire Mark Cuban on The View.
Donald Trump, you never see him around strong, intelligent women, ever. It's just that simple. They're intimidating to him. He doesn't like to be challenged by them.
Trump posting, he is very wrong. I surround myself with the strongest of women with the understanding that all women are great, whether strong or not strong. More than 65 million Americans have already voted across the country. Data shows women outpacing men in early voting 54 to 44%. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Your time is 6:26.
A major mistake mid-flight led to a U.S. military fighter jet getting lost and then crashing in rural South Carolina. What officials say happened on board. That's next.
Plus, Tuesday will be the first time a new generation will make their voices heard. What issues our youngest voters say is driving their decision? That's coming up. And as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America, starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, forget about the Halloween candy. It's time to talk turkey.
It seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us. I haven't even finished eating all my Halloween candy.
Plenty of stores have already rolled out promotions you can take advantage of, and you can even score deals for the entire meal.
There's a lot of competition out there. It can create a little bit of confusion, but it's also an opportunity for strategic shoppers to save a lot of money on groceries before Thanksgiving. There are so many turkey-centric promotions that you should do everything in your power to avoid paying full price out of pocket for a turkey.
Poultry, back wall. Let's go, girls.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll be live from a turkey farm with what you need to know to prep for Thanksgiving. With your GMA First Look, I'm Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
When your child has moderate to severe eczema, it's okay for them to show off. Show off their clearer skin and noticeably less itch with Dupixent. Because children 6 months and older with eczema have plenty of reasons to show off their skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, they can stay ahead of their eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on. On time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
What do I love about Move Fitness?
I love that there's a variety of fun group classes all day long. Definitely the equipment. They have so many different machines, and you get it all for about $1 a day. There really is no other gym that compares. Attention high school sports fans. Your school could be featured on 4 News Now Game of the Week. Go to KXLY.com, vote for your favorite game, and your team could be the featured game on Friday Night Sports Extra. 4 News Now Game of the Week, brought to you by BECU.
35 years ago, I started going to Planned Parenthood. They help Washington women with pregnancy care, birth control, even cancer screening. But Dave Reichert tried to jeopardize that care. Reichert has voted repeatedly to defund Planned Parenthood. It's part of Reichert's years-long record, trying to ban abortion nationwide, including here in Washington. No politician should ever tell me that I don't have a right to make a decision regarding my body. Dave Reichert is wrong for governor.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
We are kicking off this half hour with the 4 News Now Story Tracker. It's following the stories that people are reading about online this morning.
The U.S. is boosting its military presence in the Middle East as the region braces for Iranian retaliation. The Pentagon has announced that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin ordered the USS Abraham Lincoln Strike Group to replace the USS Theodore Roosevelt Strike Group in the region. Destroyers and cruisers capable of ballistic missile defense will also be sent to the Middle East and the Mediterranean Sea. A fighter squadron will also be deployed to the region. The shifts come as Iran has vowed to attack Israel following the assassination of a senior Hamas leader in Tehran earlier this week.
The atmosphere over the Antarctic seems to be making a comeback. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and NASA scientists, a hole that opens each year in the ozone layer over the Earth's southern pole was relatively small this year compared to other years. In fact, the ozone hole ranked in the 7th smallest since it began recovering in 1992. NOAA said that the improvement is due to declines in ozone's depleting chemicals, and the scientists say the ozone layer could fully recover by 2066. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. Glad you're with us. Today is Friday, November 1st, starting that whole new month and ending it much like we, or rather starting it just much like we ended our last month.
That's right. So Halloween rains came early in the day. That's good news. The evening was pretty nice. We had lots of trick-or-treaters. And currently we do have very light showers and 39 degrees. It's not a heavy rain, but it's that pesky drizzle and light rain. And we're going to see that throughout the day with some heavier rain showers expected. Now, we look at the 4 things we want you to know. Rainy at times today. Mountain snow expected. Saturday looks to be a soggy one. And, of course, we have the clocks falling back 1 hour on Saturday night or Sunday morning at 2 a.m. specifically. Temperatures hovering around 40 degrees. Again, with light showers out there, might even be some patchy fog in some areas. We look at the Doppler, and it's busy. And we see a continuation of that light rain coming in, sort of wrapping around Spokane at times. Coeur d'Alene drying out at times, and then a band of light rain coming through. And that's really going to be our day today. So you want to be prepared as you head out. Temperatures into the mid-40s for the high today, and that chance of rain just about every hour all day long.
The U.S. military has released an investigation into how a fighter jet worth an estimated $100 million crashed.
They actually lost track of it over South Carolina. And Hannah joins the Breaking Now desk for us this morning. Hannah, that jet ended up crashing without the pilot on board.
That's right. Military officials are blaming the highly unusual crash of the F-35 jet on pilot error. The investigation found the pilot made an inappropriate decision to eject from the jet last September. According to the United States Marine Corps, the pilot incorrectly diagnosed an out-of-control flight emergency.
I guess we got a pilot at our house, and he says he got ejected. So he ejected from the plane. So we just see if we could get some ambulance, please.
That homeowner called 911 after the pilot parachuted into his backyard in North Charleston. The pilot also called in the emergency.
We have a military jet crash. I'm the pilot. We need to get rescue rolling. I'm not sure where the airplane is. It would have crash landed somewhere. I ejected.
Investigators say the pilot had been flying in heavy rain when his helmet display stopped working. He prepared for a landing but missed the approach. And after losing communication with the control tower, he ejected. The plane was not found until 1 day later, more than 60 miles away. It had flown without a pilot for more than 11 minutes before crashing into some woods. There were no injuries on the ground, but the crash caused property damage to the private forest land and corpse. Investigators recommend no punishment for the pilot. Reporting in studio, Hannah Joy, 4 News Now.
Homeownership is out of reach for many Americans, especially young voters.
So it's no surprise that the economy is top of mind for many ahead of Election Day. Now, we spent yesterday talking with some young voters who are still in college and voting in their first presidential election. While affordability is a priority, it's not their biggest issue with this election. Instead, just about every student we spoke to expressed concern about social issues like women's rights and supporting marginalized communities, adding they're concerned about the political divide in our country.
Basically, whatever is going to demonstrate the most love, the most care for our neighbors in a sensible way. Those are things that are deeply influential on me and how I want to exercise my vote.
The biggest issue is getting back to a sense of we can disagree, but we are all Americans.
So I'm looking a lot more for that hope and that positivity and that attempt to bring people together.
Each student we spoke with was making a concerted effort to get more young voters to the polls, including posting flyers around campus with QR codes to help students register.
As we get closer to the election, your anxiety may be running high. And while that's relatively normal ahead of a presidential election, there are some things you can do now to help ease it. In this video from University of Washington Medicine, psychiatrist Dr. Douglas Zadzik emphasizes the importance of self-care.
Getting routines that are regulating, that refuel your tank, whether it be eating, sleeping, comfort food, introspective practice like meditation or yoga, exercise, just keeping those going during the time period.
He also says understanding what you find stressful and managing your relationship with social media can help lower your anxiety.
Well, happening on the west side of our state, striking Boeing workers will get a chance on Monday to vote on the latest contract offer from the plane maker. This includes a 38% raise over the next 4 years. And while it doesn't restore pensions, Boeing would increase contributions to 401ks. The strike started 7 weeks ago now. Workers rejected the last contract offer, and nearly 50 days into the strike, some union members say they're ready to get back to work.
We need to get this wrapped up, back to work and producing aircraft.
I really hope that they come with truly their best and final this time and not, I just feel like they're jerking us around.
Now, the core issue for many machinists is the demand that Boeing bring back a defined pension. But the company says it won't budge on that. Last week, Boeing reported a $6 billion loss in its third quarter.
You may want to find a different route into downtown Spokane this morning because of this traffic alert on Lincoln. A section will close between 4th and 5th Avenues for several hours while the hospital moves some big, heavy equipment. The closure starts at 6 this morning, so it is underway.
Good to know as you're heading out the door. Good morning Northwest time right now, 6:37.
Let's check in with Mark and rain.
Yeah, finally we're going to get, and again, it's been very dry this year, so we're going to see more rain throughout the weekend. It looks like we're going to get a nice break, though, when it comes to the end of next week. We'll have the full timing on that coming up.
And we saw so many fun Halloween costumes yesterday, and these are no exception. How these special costumes came to be with the help of some Whitworth students. That's after the break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
This is Monster Jam. The fun begins at the pit party, where you can meet the drivers and see the trucks up close. Get your $20 pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Coming to Spokane Arena November 8th through the 10th.
I spent my career in law enforcement, the last years as police chief. When it comes to keeping Washington safe, I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob's top priority is public safety. His plan to hire more police officers is exactly what we need.
He'll create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis.
And he'll put the $1 billion he won from drug companies into treatment.
To help us protect Washington,
I trust Bob Ferguson.
Bob Ferguson for governor.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Not the best sound to start your day with, is it? Your next decision should be to call Precision. Our professionally trained technicians are here to provide you with award-winning service every time. Our trucks are rolling warehouses, so we can get you back up and running fast. Need a new door? We do that too. And right now, get a new garage door, Wi-Fi opener, and remote combo installed for as low as $34 per month and up to $500 in cashback savings. Call or book online today.
As a local reporter for almost 30 years, I have seen politics up close, the good and the bad. But since we closed the primaries in this state, it has gotten worse. Party bosses changed the rules, and that cut out 275,000 voters from participating. And wouldn't you know it, elected officials are now even less accountable to the people of Idaho. Prop 1 reopens our primaries for all taxpayers, so we can pick the candidates that work for us. I'm voting yes on Prop 1 to give power back to the people of Idaho.
We're cranking up the RPMs for a 48-hour sales event at the Cal Superstores in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene, where today and tomorrow we're going to sell 48 rigs in 48 hours by giving you big discounts and fantastic trade-in offers. Plus, $48 down is all you need. We're even delaying all payments for 48 days, so you can get that rig you've always wanted this week for less. Today and tomorrow for 48 hours at both Cal locations.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:40.
You know, here at 4 News Now, we are teaming with BECU to celebrate those who have served our country. That's ahead of Veterans Day, which is coming up, and we need your help.
Send us a picture of a veteran or an active military member in your life and let us know why they deserve recognition. We've been showing you some pictures throughout the week here, and here's another one. This is Navy Chief Kareem Castle. The message says he has been on several tours away from his wife and 2 daughters, serving our country for nearly 20 years. He just recently returned from almost a full year away with limited contact with his family, but he never complains because he is there to serve and protect his country for all of us.
And this message is for Wayne Bird. It says, my Uncle Wayne retired as Lieutenant Colonel in the Marines. He served 3 tours in Vietnam, one of which found him on the front lines. His son has followed in his footsteps and also is a Lieutenant Colonel in the Marines. This picture is my dad sitting next to his brother Wayne's resting place. He was a true hero and very dedicated to his service. You can submit a photo so we can recognize the contributions of your veteran or active military member. 5 lucky winners will receive a $75 gift card to Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift, courtesy of BECU.
All right, get those in. Our 10-second takeaway, rainy at times. It's going to be a cool day today. Temperatures below average, so having that raincoat throughout the day is only going to be advantageous, an umbrella as well. High today, 45 degrees.
Well, this Halloween was extra special for some kids in wheelchairs.
The Arc of Spokane and students at Whitworth University teamed up to make adaptive costumes for them. Take a look. This is Zoe Osborne dressed as Princess Anna from Frozen in her sleigh.
Aww.
Whitworth students made the costume out of paint and cardboard. It fit Zoe's wheelchair so she could still get around and trick or treat. Her mom said that Zoe hadn't been able to dress up like this in years.
I think being able to incorporate her wheelchair into her costume just made a huge difference. And she's never been able to do this before, and just we loved it.
Other adaptive costumes Whitworth students made with Arc of Spokane included a cartoon garbage truck and a fisherman's boat.
Oh, everyone looking so good.
Great job.
Those are so fun. Your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:42.
You know, collection is complete in this year's Coats for Kids drive, but now we're to the next phase. Allison Martinez is live at Alsco in Spokane.
We've received thousands of winter coats, and now Alsco Uniforms is making sure they're clean and ready for people in our community. We're giving you a behind-the-scenes look of this very special process coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
Why is liberal Carmilla Conroy mudslinging and stretching the truth? Maybe it's to hide her extreme plans for an open border, drugs pouring into the country, and higher taxes. Conroy doesn't fit our district. Michael Baumgardner will protect our families, Social Security and Medicare, ensure veterans get the benefits they've earned. fight inflation, and make our neighborhoods safe by securing the southern border.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
Donnie, some injury attorneys talk big about handling truck cases. What does that mean?
Well, you watch the ads just like I do. They say they're tough. They take on big truck cases.
It doesn't just take tough to win a big truck case. It takes experience, knowledge, lawyers who know how to hold the trucking company accountable, a law firm with the courage to go to trial.
That's us, the advocates.
Yep, it takes us. Injured? You deserve an advocate.
Maria Cantwell knows prices are too high and we have to fight back. That's why she passed a law to take on big oil traders spiking gas prices, and why she's fighting grocery store mergers that would lead to higher food prices. Cantwell also took on drug companies and won, capping insulin for seniors at $35 a month and capping seniors' out-of-pocket expenses.
I'm Maria Cantwell, and I approve this message because I'll take on anyone to protect Northwest consumers.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it. You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance. We have plans with as low as $0 out-of-pocket premiums, a network of local doctors, and a rewards program for making healthy choices. Nice. That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance. So call us or go online now. And Better Health. On a mission for better.
Discover non-stop excitement with more than 900 slots, classic bingo, and table games, all open 24/7. Get ready for endless winning opportunities and unmatched fun. Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
It is now 6:46. Collections for our annual Coats for Kids campaign have come to an end.
Now it's time to get those coats clean so we can give them to some local kids in need this winter. Allison Martinez is live this morning at Alsco's Uniforms for a closer look at this process. Allison, we've been taking a tour all morning long. Where are you at now?
Yeah, we've made it to the finish line here. This is the staging area where they get all of their materials ready to go for whatever industry is picking them up. I'm here with Blake Long this morning, and you've been giving us the extensive look at how this all works. Can you tell us more about the staging area?
Yeah, so this is where we're going to stage most of our medical products, including Coats for Kids. That way we have a spot for it that you guys know where to pick it up at, and where it's going to be at every part of the junction. So
yeah,
we're going to stage our medical supplies here. If you look up on this side over here, this is where we keep our garments, shirts, pants, lab jackets, anything that's going to be on a hanger is going to go up and stage there for the drivers to take to the customers.
Yeah, so very cool to hear about all of the customers that you guys have here, from local hospitals to hotels and restaurants. It's really, really interesting. Now, we talked about the time for this process. You said people come in every week to pick up and swap out their materials.
Yeah, so we actually go to the customer account. We will bring their clean products, pick up the dirties. Normally that's about a week process. So we'll get them stacked up long enough for a week for that product to last a week.
Yeah.
And then we take the dirties, bring back new clean that'll last another week. So.
I wish I could bring my clothes back here. It'd save me a lot of time. So very cool. And you guys are the only people for the job here in this area.
Yeah,
is that right?
In Spokane, we're the only wash facility.
Yeah,
So
very cool. Well, thank you so much. It's been so fascinating to see how you guys help us out getting all those winter coats ready for all those kids out there. They said 3,000 last year is about roughly the number.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what we got this year.
Yeah.
We're not quite done yet. We still have some wash, and we'll see what that turns into.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning and taking us behind the scenes. We have more distribution days coming up next week. Monday through Wednesday are our big days, and you can find more information on that on our website, KXLY.com. Back to you guys in studio.
And just a huge thanks to everyone who's donated this year. I mean, 3,000 coats last year. I'm excited to see what we got this year.
Yeah, it's really, really so spectacular. The community comes together to take care of kids in need, and we're going to need it. This is, winter's right around, knocking on the door.
Knocking on the door, and the mountains are answering. All right, we're going to see those mountain snow showers. We're seeing them already. As we look at the Doppler radar, then you see into the higher elevations around Coeur d'Alene, up Newport. Yeah, some light snow dustings, and this is going to be a continued trend today with light rain. We're going to see some periods where it stops, then it starts again. Temperatures hovering around 40 degrees all the way into the early afternoon and then mid-40s after that, so still cool. And again, with the rain showers, only feels colder. Some breezy conditions at times are only going to add to the fun. Into the Gulf, they've got quite a bit of thunderstorm activity, most of it off the coast, and then that band of showers into the East Coast. The Northwest, man, I got to tell you, Washington, Orem picking it up. Colorado and California that really need the rain because of the firefighters or the fires are not going to see it. So we look at what we have when it comes to our radar and satellite. We do have snows into the mountains of Montana. Sherman Pass expecting to see several inches of snow into Washington. But right now it's just rain showers that are falling into the eastern side of the state. Forecasting through Friday, we're going to see through this afternoon those rains. Tapering off Saturday afternoon, we're going to get spotty showers coming through the area. They're going to be very hit and miss. And then we're going to see a continuation on Sunday of seeing more, with Monday being a wetter day than Sunday. 45 is what we expect to see, 50 into Grand Coulee, 48 into the Palouse. We're going to have that tomorrow for us, 46 Sunday. And again, rain showers and more sustained rain. Monday, 45, should see sunshine Wednesday and Thursday. It is 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. Your morning sprint is coming up next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Election night, this is where America turns for answers. ABC, Election Night.
Life's busy. Off is not an option. You need to be on. On time, on the go, on the call, or just ready to play on. Life's waiting. Power on with Batteries Plus. Visit one of over 700 locations today.
As County Sheriff, I know Al French is the only candidate who fully supports our local law enforcement.
As a mayor of Medical Lake, I'm confident that Al French is the only candidate with a real plan for affordable housing and clean drinking water.
As the mayor of Airway Heights, I trust that Al French is the only candidate that will keep taxes low and support small businesses.
I trust Al to make our community safer.
And good paying jobs.
And to keep Spokane County affordable.
I'm Al French, and I'm running to get results for you.
Mississauga Casino Hotel is open north of Spokane on Highway 395. Stay with us, relax and rejuvenate while taking advantage of our amazing amenities, including a restaurant and lounge. Our coffee corner is open daily at 5:30 a.m. Mississauga Casino Hotel is the perfect spot to book your next special event. We have a 4,000 square foot event center and an exceptional team ready to help you host your event. We invite you to stay and play. Make your reservations now at Mississauga.com.
Initiative 2124. It's purposely misleading. So here's what you need to know. Independent analysts say if I-2124 passes, it will bankrupt our affordable long-term care benefit, leaving millions of Washingtonians with no options but private insurance that charges way too much and routinely denies coverage to millions with pre-existing conditions. Don't let it happen. Protect your long-term care benefits. Vote no on I-2124.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Batteries Plus has the national scale for all your power needs and a dedicated expert for the local support you want. Power on with Batteries Plus Business.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. The time is 6:53, and it's time to get you ready to take on your Friday and the weekend in the morning sprint.
Yeah, Allison Martinez live at Alsco Uniforms for an inside look at the cleaning process for our annual Coats for Kids campaign.
Mark Peterson is here with details on a cool and rainy weekend ahead.
And Hannah Joy tracking breaking news overnight of 2 deadly shootings at Halloween celebrations, one in Western Washington, the other in Florida.
But first, the Trent Resource and Assistance Center is closed for good. After a long phase-out plan that started in September, the track center has gone from 250 beds to 0. It's part of Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown's move away from the congregative shelters like track to a scattered site shelter model. A press release from the city said it would have 170 beds in this scattered site model. The city also announced its plan for surge beds during inclement weather days. The city says the contracts for surge beds goes into effect today.
This morning, I'm on Alsco Uniforms, which is a massive facility that helps us clean the winter coats you donated so we can get them back to kids in our community. Now, all through the morning, we've showed you this process, and we have the completed, cleaned, washed coats for kids right here. They're actually warm to the touch. They just came out of the dryer, and we're ready to distribute these in the coming days. We'll have more information on distribution days and sites on our website, kxly.com.
The Republican National Committee has filed an emergency appeal with the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, asking it to order counties to reject mail-in ballots with incorrect dates. It's one of several mail ballot rules under litigation just days before the general election. Now, on Wednesday, a lower court ruled that Philadelphia County violated Pennsylvania's constitution. In a previous election, voting officials rejected 69 ballots because they either had no date or incorrect dates. Voters are supposed to write down the day they filled out their ballots, but sometimes they put their birth date or other incorrect dates or fail to put any date at all on the ballot. The requirement has led to the rejection of thousands of ballots in the past.
The Spokane County Elections Office has extended hours this weekend and is opening 2 voter service centers to make it easier and more accessible for you to vote. From now through Monday, the Elections Office off Monroe is open from 8:30 to 5 and 7 to 8 on Election Day. A voter service center opens Saturday at the Center Place Event Center in Spokane Valley, and another one opens Monday at the EWU Catalyst Building off of Sprague, just east of downtown. At all 3 locations, you'll be able to drop off a ballot, register to vote, update your information, get a replacement ballot or envelope, use an accessible voting unit, and get answers to your voting questions. To see those hours and locations again, just check out kxly.com/forthepeople.
We still have light rain coming down, our first alert weather, and we're going to see that light rain really throughout the day. Temperatures are mild. We're in the low 40s along the I-90 corridor. Our forecast for the day, it's really looking for this rain to continue. Light rain at times. We have periods of heavy rain in some areas, and we're going to see that throughout the day. And again, 45 our high today.
You may want to find a different route into downtown Spokane this morning because of this traffic alert on Lincoln. A section will close between 4th and 5th Avenues for several hours while the hospital moves heavy equipment. That closure started at 6 o'clock this morning.
Happening on the west side of the state, striking Boeing workers will get a chance Monday to vote on the latest contract offer from the plane maker. It includes a 38% raise over 4 years. And while it is still doesn't restore pensions, Boeing would increase contributions to 401ks. Workers rejected the latest contract offer, and nearly 50 days into the strike, some union members say they're ready to get back to work. The core issue for many machinists is the demand that Boeing bring back a defined pension, but the company says it won't budge on that.
Yesterday, there were 2 deadly shootings, one in Florida and another inside a mall in Vancouver, Washington. At that time, the mall was hosting a trick-or-treat Halloween event. One person was killed, and police say 2 people were injured in the shooting. Meanwhile, in downtown Orlando, a shooter opened fire in 2 locations. This is still an active investigation. As of right now, there is no clear motive on either shooting.
Shortly after the report of shots fired, a shooting suspect was located and taken into custody at Washington and Orange. He has been identified as 17-year-old Jalen Dwayne Edgar. He was previously arrested for grand theft in 2023.
For updates on the investigation, tune in to Good Morning America.
Well, tomorrow you can celebrate Native culture, Native American culture and arts at a Native Arts Market. More than 20 artists will set up at River Park Square. That is happening from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. More
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, we've got money answers for people with batrachophobia. Honestly, same. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
We're calling it November.
November.
Because we're all voting no on Initiative 2117.
No, I don't want funding cuts for our roads.
No, I don't want to increase the risk of wildfires.
No, I don't want to hurt small businesses like mine.
No, I don't want cuts to public transit.
No, I don't want to put our clean air at risk.
We all know the threats of 2117.
And we're all
voting no this November.
Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap.
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the one call that's all, guys.
You deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Friday, wrapping up the week with light rain showers or drizzle in many areas throughout our area. So get used to that. That's what our forecast really is for the day. Temperatures into the mid-40s. Some breezy conditions just adding to the fun today. So dress appropriately. An umbrella would not be a bad idea if you got to be out for any length of time between just running from your car into a door. Temperatures nearing 50 tomorrow. Still a pretty good chance of rain showers with drier periods. Sunday, 46. Partly cloudy with scattered showers with more rain expected on Monday. Drying out and warming up the end of next week.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us this morning on Good Morning Northwest.
Yeah, we've loved having you along. We'll see you throughout the morning on Good Morning America for live local updates.